Hi everybody, we're back to talk about some of the pipe network settings before we start with actually creating our pipe network. So the first thing I want to look at is the parts list, and under the settings tab here, under pipe network, you will see that the parts list is listed. And under parts list, you'll have a different parts list for sanitary sewer than you do for storm sewer, just because the pipes and the manhole structures are different for each of those. So all a parts list is a list of the three-dimensional components that you're going to use for your pipe network model. So let's just take a look, for instance, at the sanitary sewer parts list, and I just click edit there to open it. So there's the name of it, sanitary sewer pipes, and then we have structures. So these are now for our sanitary sewer, we're going to use PVC pipes. So I have the list of PVC pipe sizes. Our minimum is 250, which we have on that list, so that's good. And then this is the style that I want associated with that size of pipe. So the style just means how it's going to draw that pipe in plan view and in profile view. Okay, and then if I look at structures, I can expand the structures here that I have listed under sanitary sewer. And I have some different manholes here. We're going to use 1200 diameter manholes. And again, this is the style that I have associated with the size of pipe, of structure, so that it looks the way I want to. And I've just associated that with a block, actually. Okay, and then we'll just close that. All right, so the storm sewer parts list, very similar. So that's the name of the parts list, and then the pipes that I've loaded here are concrete metric pipes. I've got quite a few different sizes. Our minimum is 300, which is what we're going to start with, and then this is the style that I have associated with that pipe. Okay. So that it'll draw it actually with the right line type and the right color and the right weight, etc. Okay, so that is our the parts lists. Now, if we look at the styles, which is, we had associated those styles with our pipes and with our structures. If I expand again from the settings tab, if I expand the pipe branch, and you can see that the different pipe styles that I have and the different label styles. So that's pipe label styles. Expand those. So those will just label the pipes with the way that I want them looking in my file. Then we have structure styles. So we have the different ways we want our manholes to look, and then I have a catch basin and a head wall there for structure styles. And then also along with the structure styles comes the structure label styles. So I've listed some label styles that show, for instance, on our profile, they'll show the inverts on that manhole. And then another style that just shows the name. Then another style that shows the name and the station of the manhole on the profile. So you can do a lot of different things with labels. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was actually if you need to copy styles from another file into your file, rather than creating new ones from scratch, or you can copy them from another file. And in this case, I actually have a file that I've provided with you guys called NSCC 2009 pipe template.dwt, and I would like for you to because I have actually updated a lot of these styles, I would like you to copy all the styles from that template file into your file. A little bit of a pain, but it's worth getting the correct styles into your file. So how you would do that, I've actually provided that file up on Brightspace, so I can show you the Brightspace where I've put it in Brightspace. So here's our Municipal Design 2 page, and if I go to the content, okay, and down to Module 8, which is Pipe Networks, and under that Module 8 is where I've put the NSCC 2009 pipes template for you. And all you do is you click here and download. Okay, download it onto your machine, onto a place where you can access it, and that's it. So I actually have that file open on in my Civil 3D. So you need to make sure that the pipes template file and your design file are open at the same time. You want to make sure that the file that you want to copy the styles into is active. So that's the one you see in your window. You want to make sure that on your prospect or on your settings, you have it set to master view. Okay, so you can be either active or master. Master means you're going to see the settings for both of these files. And then I'm going to expand the template files settings. Okay, go down to my pipe settings, pipe styles. Now in your notes, I have listed the styles that you need for the project. So if you want to just copy, drag and drop those styles into your design file. So the first one is the sanitary. Just click on it and then drag and drop it into your file. Now it might say overwrite because your styles were called the same thing, but we do want to overwrite them. Okay, and then sanitary existing, or sorry, storm is the next one. Storm. Okay, and then water. All right, basically we want a style for existing water and we want a style for the new water and the new storm and the new sanitary. We want new and existing. All right, so then we'll copy the existings. Existing water, it's the last one. All right, and then we're going to go into the label styles, and under the plan profile label styles, we're going to copy flow direction. Okay. NSCC description. And again, we can overwrite those. NSCC length, description, and slope. NSCC name. NSCC name only. And NSCC none. Okay, and you do the same thing for the structure styles that I've listed and the structure label styles. Okay, so I won't do that in the video, it just takes up time, but I'll do that and I'll come right back. So I've copied those styles over, all the ones that are listed on your in your notes, and I'm ready to go to the next type of setting, which is rule sets. Okay, now we have pipe rule sets, which are listed again under the settings in your tool space, and then we have structure rule sets. So if I click there, I have one open. So if I just look under pipe rule set, and the HRM pipe rule set's the one we want to look at. If I edit that, so you can see that it's called the HRM rule set, and then we have a list of rules. And rules are what the software uses as criteria for placing for modeling the pipes. So it needs to know, of course, the cover and the slope, and then the other thing is the length for the pipes. You can add other rules as well. Those are the ones we're going to use for now. So if I click open cover and slope, I can see that the default settings are to place them at a minimum slope of 1%. So that is good, I believe. 1%. We can actually allow 0.5%, but let's start with 1, because 1 is a lot better than, we really don't want 0.5% if we can avoid it. Then our maximum slope is 8%. Now our minimum cover, 3 meters. So let's look at the minimum cover, what we actually require here. And I've got a little graphic that I can pull up. Yeah, so if we look at what the requirements are for cover for our network, we do know that we need 1.6 meter cover minimum on our water system, our water pipes. And our minimum water pipe diameter is 200 millimeters. So that takes us down for our sewer pipes, okay, that takes us down to 1.8. The other requirement is it needs to be at least 300 millimeters from the bottom of our water pipe to the top of our sewer pipe. So if we add all those up, 1.6, 0.2, 0.3 meters, we end up with a minimum cover for our sewer pipes of 2.1. Now, in order to allow for crossing sewer laterals, for instance, there may be some laterals that cross to get into the sewer pipe, that cross underneath the water, and they may be above the sewer pipes. So I'm going to allow an extra 0.2 for that. So let's just say that for our cover, we're going to have a minimum cover of 2.3. Okay, so back to our thing. I'm going to fill in 2.3 in my minimum cover, and then maximum cover. Well, 10 meters is pretty deep, but we'll leave it at that for now. Then our length check. So what is our what's the maximum distance that manholes can be apart is 100 meters. So maybe if we put in a distance of 100 meters for our pipe lengths, it's going to give us an error if we go over that, and that'll flag them for us. So yeah, putting in 100 meters seems like a good idea here. So again, you know, this gives the software a starting point when it's placing the pipes three-dimensionally. Okay, so we'll leave that, and we'll look at okay, so we've got pipe rules, and then we've also got structure rules. So under structure rule set, that one's called basic, and the one we're going to use. And if I go into that basic structure rule set, look at what we've got for structure rules. So again, that's the criteria that the software is going to use for placing the manholes, and it's called basic. Then if I go to rules, so my maximum pipe size check. So for that, I'm going to change that maximum pipe size to 1 meter. I'm sure we'll be perfectly safe with that. And then for pipe drops across manholes, so when I'm placing my network, how much of a drop do I want to have from the incoming pipe to the outgoing pipe? And our minimum is 0.06, 60 millimeters. So I'm going to put in 60 millimeters, and that's what it'll do. That's what it'll put in for me automatically. And then the maximum drop value, our maximum drop across a manhole is 1 meter. So that's the maximum that we can have from an inlet incoming pipe to an outgoing pipe. I'm also going to add a rule here, and so if I click add rule, okay, and the category storm sewer, the rule name, I'm going to pick set sump depth, okay, and click OK. So now it's added a rule here, and I'm going to set that sump depth to 0.3, and that way it knows how deep to put the bottom of those manholes. Okay, click OK, and that's the changes we needed to make to the manhole rule set, structure rule. All right, so that completes the settings that we have to do. In the next video, we'll start to actually create a pipe network and use some of the layout tools.